You have a lot of power working with text in the Floriani Total Control software. I want to take a second to show you all the different editing abilities and capabilities that you have inside the software. As you can see, I have the word Cougar up here. I just added this lettering up to the top, chose a font, and selected apply, and you can see that it's listed here. Right now you see these little scissors in the design, and that's because I have my commands tool selected. I'm going to go ahead and click that off so those go away so you don't see those anymore. Again, that was this command setting here. Let me go ahead and show you that a lot of times when we're working with text, we need to play around with the spacing a little bit between each letter. And you have the option to change the spacing on the right hand side in the properties box, where you can change it, hit 10% and hit apply. But sometimes maybe that's just not enough. I'm going to go ahead and zoom into this text. It can take maybe a little while to do that, and sometimes some letters are closer together, closer to the next letter than others. So what you can do with the software, I just clicked on the selection tool. I'm going to click back onto the text tool to get those options back. Just a quick little note about that. Whenever you select text using your selection tool, you get a black box around it. It's a standard box you get around all designs when you select them. But because I know that this is text and I want to edit it a little bit, I want to make sure that this text icon is selected. So whenever you're working with a font that or text that was created in the software, you'll always want to make sure that that text tool is selected in order to get to these editing features. So let's say that I wanted to move these letters a little bit closer together and I wanted to manually do it. You have a little triangle that's in between each letter. When you go ahead and you click on the triangle, what you'll find is it's going to move everything to the right of that triangle, and it'll either move it to the left or the right. So in this case, let's say I wanted to put a little bit more distance between the C and the O. I can come in here, click and drag it to the right. I can do the same thing for this letter U, and you'll notice that it's moving all these others. When I go and select this one and move it to the right, notice how all the letters move to the right, but yet none of the letters to the left did. Let's say I really wanted it to be closer, so I'm going to come in and I'm going to put these letters a little bit closer together. I'm going to see how easily it is to maneuver these and to move them into the position that I want them to be. So it's pretty powerful in just working with the spacing between the letters, because sometimes, let's say maybe you even had a logo that you wanted to put in between the U and the G, you could actually move this across and you could dump in maybe an image of a cougar right there or whatever you wanted to do. So you have a lot of power in working with this text. You'll notice that there is also a black diamond on the left hand side in the upper left hand corner. Each one of these little icons or buttons has a function to it. So let's go ahead and explore those that are on the outside of the lettering. Go ahead and click on this black diamond. You'll notice as I click and I drag, it's going to make the text proportionally larger or smaller, meaning that it's going to keep them all the same size and proportion as I move them. You have this little green box up in the upper left hand corner. If I click and drag it, you'll notice that it's going to stretch the left hand side up or down. So if I let go of it right there, you'll notice that it's actually going to have the letter C smaller than the letter R in the end of the design. I can go ahead and bring that back up. And let's see, you have in the bottom left hand corner, you also have the ability to move it up or down, so you can create a different effect. So those are the little icons on the left hand side. On the right hand side, if you click and drag it upward, it's going to do the same thing. It's going to stretch the right hand side up or down. Same thing with the bottom one. It's going to click it, it's going to move it up or down. So you can see right now how you can skew the text into a different shape. I'm going to go ahead and kind of put it back more to normal. I'm not going to get it perfect, but I'm going to go ahead and do that. You'll notice that there is a rotate option where you can rotate all the lettering, and that's just using the pink circle right here. And you also do have a black diamond down here at the bottom. And when you click and drag it, it's going to actually allow you to change the length of the text. You can stretch it outward or stretch it inward, however you want to do it. So you can see there's a lot of different functionality. You have skewing it proportionally larger, smaller. Using the black diamond on the left hand side, you can modify the height of the left hand side by using those green squares, and you can do the same on the right hand side. And you also have the ability in there's little circles in the middle of the text. These are kind of fun to play with because when you click and drag it upward, it's going to bring the text upward, but in kind of an oval shape. And you can click and drag this one down, and it's going to really create a different effect for your text. Or you can actually click and drag it up and have it kind of flowing in a kind of oval fashion here. Let me go ahead and get these back down to about flat. One of the neat things that you can do with the software when you're using this feature is you can hold down your control key. Again, I'm going to hold down the control key on my keyboard, and then I'm going to click and drag this upward. You see how it's making it proportional? Either I can make it all proportionally go upward, or I can click and drag it all down while I'm holding control, and it's going to skew it all downward, and it's going to keep it proportional in the height. So it's kind of a neat way to kind of manipulate the text. The icons that we haven't, or the little squares that we haven't utilized yet, are the little orange rectangles in the middle of each letter. So let's go ahead and click on the one located in the middle of the letter C. You'll notice that the moment that I click on one of those icons, it puts a box around the letter, and you'll see that you have more editing capabilities for the specific letter. So let's go back to the letter C. You have a green box that appears in the upper left hand corner. If you click and drag it, it's going to make that lettering proportionally larger or smaller. So let's go ahead and make it a little bit larger. And let's go ahead and go to the U, and let's do the same thing, but let's move the one in the bottom left hand corner. You'll notice that it does, or the bottom right hand corner, sorry, it does the same thing. It's going to make it proportionally larger or proportionally smaller. So let's go ahead and make it a little bit smaller. Then you have the G here. Let's not mess with that. Let's go to the A. Let's actually go back to the G. Let's make that one smaller as well. Go ahead and click it again. Make it about the same size as that letter U there. Let's go to the A, and let's keep it the same size. Let's go to the letter R, and let's make it larger. So you can see kind of what I'm doing here. I'm going to go ahead and click off of it. I'm going to mess with the spacing a little bit now that I have those resized, just to give you a little idea of how you can really kind of manipulate this text and make it unique and different. So those are the little different editing capabilities when you have the text selected, and you can modify it and do a bunch of different things. Let me go ahead and get it back to normal. So I'm just going to take this, I'm going to delete it, and I'm going to type in the word cougar again and hit apply, just to bring this text back up on the screen here in more of a normal fashion. The other option that you have with the text is you can right mouse click on the text, and there is this envelope feature. And these are preset shapes that you can utilize. If I wanted to maybe use this pennant to the right, I can click on it, and it's automatically gonna reformat that text into an envelope shape. I can do the curved up, You can right click on the envelope, go to bridge concave where it's sinking in the middle up here at the top. Let me right click. So there's a bunch of different options that you have that are preset, and I just want to show you that you just right mouse click on it, go to envelope, and select one of the options. So it's a pretty neat little function there. So that's how you can sit and modify regular text to make it a little bit different and give it a little bit more personality. I've worked with a lot of different software programs, and a lot of programs are kind of difficult to work with circular text. I really have grown to love these circular text options inside of the Floriani Total Control software. There is a lot of flexibility, a lot of capabilities in it. It will take a little bit of time, just like any program will, learning how to work with and manipulate text, because there's a lot of features and functionality built in. So let's go ahead and explore working with circular text in the software. Right now you can see I have the word cougar selected up here, and I'm going to go ahead go into my properties box. Under the type drop down box, I'm going to select circle, and then I'm going to hit apply. You'll notice that what that did is it created the text in a circular motion here. And it's kind of similar to working with regular flat text. You get a lot of different options available to you when working with circular text. You'll notice that there's some things that are different in it, different little buttons here that manipulate the text differently. And so let's go ahead and play around with this a little bit. You'll notice that it has these diamonds on the inside or in between each letter. If you go ahead and click on that and drag it, you'll notice that if you saw the previous lesson working with the text, that when you selected these little diamonds in between the letters, that it would move all the lettering to the right of it, either right if you drag it to the right or left if you drag it to the left. You'll notice that when working with circular text, it's a little bit different. It's going to move both sides. It's going to move both the letter C. It's going to move all the letters in your element. So you'll definitely want to play around with this a little bit more. You can see that it's moving it. I'm just going to bring this text a little bit closer together. So I'm just going to play with it a little bit, bring it in a little bit. And I won't spend too much time doing that, but let's just quickly go ahead and bring in the text a little bit, just to show you that it's pretty simple to do. You'll also notice you have the orange squares inside here, and those work the same way as working with standard text. So once you select it, a box is going to appear around it, and you do have the ability to manipulate the size of that text. So I can come in here and I can make this text a little bit smaller. You can also rotate the text a little bit. You can see that. You have full ability to do both of those things. So that's just one of the things that you can do working with the orange squares or the yellow triangles. Now let's explore a little bit these other buttons you see here. When you want to make this in more of an oval shape than a circular shape, you can come down here to this red circle. If I left click and drag on it, you'll notice that it's going to create more of an oval shape. It's going to take it out of that circular and make it more oval. So you can come in there and you can make it in more of an oval shape. You also have this black icon right here, and as I move it up or down, it's making the text proportionally larger or smaller. So it's going to move all of them, make them all proportionally larger or smaller. You also have this blue circle down here. If you click and drag it, you basically have the ability, it's keeping the text the same size, it's just modifying the size of the oval or the circle. So you can kind of see that you can really get in and really modify that text. And then you also do have this black circle on the right hand side of the lettering. Let me go ahead and click and drag that to show you how that works. All that's doing is keeping the size the same. It's just it's stretching the text and making it extending or shortening the distance between the text. So it's not only making the columns, like you'll notice in this R, is going to get wider as I make it bigger, or it's going to make it shorter. It's also going to mess with the distance in between. So let's go ahead and do that again so you can see how this width of each letter is affected, along with the distance between the letters is affected. So you have a lot of options when working with circular text. Definitely play around with them. Take the time to play with the text, the circular text and the standard text, because you will be able to utilize each of the different features and functions in here at some point as you're working with circular text. I really like the flexibility and the capability of working with text in the program, and I think that you will as well.